The Oscars just barely wrapped. Like, I just got a text from a friend who was actually watching the Oscars that said, okay, the Oscars are now over. Because I didn't watch them. Uh, because every time I do that, I wish I hadn't and just watched a movie or something instead. But, yeah, they just wrapped. So I actually made my list of predictions earlier. Got those on Facebook, timestamp, social media, whatever. But I haven't looked at the winners yet. So the Oscars are, I mean, they're not like the biggest deal to me. It's not like a defining thing like, oh, I guess that movie wasn't good. It didn't win the Oscar. It's just something you have to respect because it's the highest degree of acclaim that the movie community gives to itself. And that deserves some respect. I mean, the real goal is infamy, and I think the Oscars are a good key to that. There's the gateway. There's a lot of those Best Picture winners. I don't know if we'd still be talking about if they hadn't won. But yeah, okay, here we go. I haven't looked at these, so this is my live, delayed reaction to 2016 Oscars. Just to clarify, in my predictions, I was predicting what I thought would win, not at all what I wanted to win, because the Academy and views do not always align. I was saying right from the beginning, okay, Spotlight's going to win. Spotlight was fine, but it's just going to win Best Picture because it's based on a true story and it's got pretty good cinematography, pretty good acting. It's just felt like a Best Picture winner. So here we're comparing what I thought would win, what actually won, and I'll talk a little bit about what I wish had won. Best Original Screenplay, I did predict that it was going to be Spotlight. Makes sense. Was pretty snappy. Tight. Adapted Screenplay, Big Short. I did not see that coming. I really, really enjoyed The Big Short. It's one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie from last year. Not that I think it's a great movie, but I really liked it, and I like seeing it get some love here. Alicia Vikander, the one from The Danish Girl. People talking about Jennifer Jason Leigh, Hateful Eight. I mean, she was fine, but it's like people keep treating her like the Mad Max of the Best Supporting Actress. Like, everyone wants her to win, and she should win, but she's not going. Sure, she was fine. Best Costume Design, Mad Max. I mean, no contest. If they'd given it to... Okay, Cinderella. Yeah, sure, that kind of makes sense. Production Design, Mad Max. Those cars. Yeah. Killer set design. Makeup and hairstyling, Mad Max again. I mean, that's just looking at this, I felt like Mad Max was going to be like the underdog. Like, Mad Max was gonna just sweep all of these lesser categories because that's where it shines. Film editing, Mad Max. Wow. Honestly, Mad Max is the movie that deserves Best Picture this year. And I'm not just saying that because it was like, Mad Max is so awesome. Mad Max is the most revolutionary, Mad Max is the biggest event film of this year for people that really like movies, in my opinion. And so I feel like it deserves that recognition, but it's not going to win Best Picture. I mean, come on. Sound editing, Mad Max. I did anticipate it winning sound mixing. So wow, that's a lot of Oscars for Mad Max so far. Visual effects. See, this is the one I thought Mad Max had in the bag, even though it is a tough category. Visual effects. I have a confession. I haven't seen Ex Machina. It's the next movie on my list. Animated feature, Inside Out. Yet saw that coming. Whatever. Best Supporting Actor, Mark Rylance. Okay, so, See, I thought this was anybody's ballgame right here. Christian Bale was the only one that I felt confident saying, okay, Christian Bale's not going to win this. Otherwise, it's just a four-way coin toss. And I opted for Mark Ruffalo because, again, I expected it just off of how Best Picture-esque that movie was. I expected it just to be winning Oscars where that would be the deciding factor. But okay, Mark Rylance was good in Bridge of Spies. Sylvester Stallone was great in Creed. Easily my favorite part of Creed. Tom Hardy in The Revenant was amazing. I'm not gonna lie there. He was really, really great. And a real character. So, tough category, but I can see the decision. Best Original Score, Hateful Eight had to be Hateful Eight. I mean, Star Wars, I couldn't hum you anything that wasn't just a redux of the original Star Wars score. Sicario, I don't even remember that movie having a score. Good job, Academy. Good job. Best Director, Alejandro Inarritu, The Revenant. Wow. That's, 2 in a row for Alejandro. Wow. And he's really a talented guy, so I'm not complaining. Okay, Brie Larson for Best Actress, Room. This was the one I was just so sure of. I mean, going up against Jennifer Lawrence and Joy. Room's a good movie, by the way. I actually just barely caught it. One of my favorites for the year. So if anyone hasn't seen Room, just because it's kind of a underground movie, definitely check it out. Oh, Leo, you done won your Oscar. Okay, I went against the grain here. Just based on the evidence. Okay, Leo's been nominated a lot. And not one, a lot. So, if he didn't win for his other nominations, I didn't see him winning for this one. But looks like I was wrong. Honestly, I almost have like this fear that he's got it now and he's just like, Oscar, okay, now I can relax. Now I can just be in B movies and follow in the footsteps, follow in the trail of Robert De Niro that Martin Scorsese has set me on and be in all these straight-to-DVD movies. Now we can focus on Roger Deakins. Maybe getting him an Oscar, How about that? Mm-hmm. And Best Picture, Spotlight. Okay. Now, real quick, so I saw this coming, but I'm going to talk about each of the Best Picture nominations because I've seen 7 of them. Screen Junkies said it. You can only watch so many movies, and I did not watch Brooklyn. There wasn't a single Best Picture nomination this year that I objectively rated less than a 7 out of 10, disregarding Brooklyn, because I haven't seen it. But there's nothing that I'm like, okay, this is a movie I love, and it's a movie that's great that I've caught this year. I've seen something like 25, 30 movies. I'll watch another 30, 40 before I make my top 10. But, none of these are like, that's the movie. Mad Max, really, really good. Like, highly A+ recommendation level for Mad Max. I didn't love it as much as most people did, but I think it's a really good movie. And it's so wonderfully bizarre. And I love the fact that it exists. So, Mad Max would have been my choice for what should win Best Picture. Big Short should not have won Best Picture. It's bottom half for sure. But I mean, I just love this movie to death, and I'll explain that in a later video. Bridge of Spies. It's Spielberg. It's Tom Hanks, and with that, that's just like that's a sure bet. I feel like they're going for a Schindler's List, like a discount Schindler's List, and that's exactly what we got. The Martian, not the greatest. Like I said, I gave all of these movies that I've seen at least a 7 out of 10. Martian was like a really light 7 out of 10. And the more I think about it, I've only watched it once, but the more I think about it, the less I like it. Matt Damon, now this might be a little bit of a controversial opinion, him being nominated for Best Actor and all, but Matt Damon was not the right choice for, I read this book. Mark Watney. Yeah, Matt Damon, Mark Watney, not what I had in mind. Like, if Jonah Hill could have gotten in shape, that. Revenant was really technically brilliant, actually. It's certainly a very intense movie, and it's beautiful, and DiCaprio's pretty good in it. But again, I don't think it was Best Picture worthy. Room, I've talked about a little bit, and I think it's a great movie. If you don't emotionally connect with it, it's like an 8 out of 10. If you do, I feel like it's going to be a 10 out of 10. Now, I'm not easily moved by a film, and I feel like Room really hits the sweet spot there, and it is a really great movie. So that would have been a good choice for Best Picture, but that's like Whiplash. Whiplash was a fantastic movie, but no way was it going to win Best Picture last year. That's the Academy doesn't want that movie to represent this year in film. And Spotlight is fine. It just feels so much like a Best Picture winner that I don't see how this couldn't have won. All Around doesn't have a weak point, but if it hadn't won Best Picture, I feel like everyone would have forgotten about it in a year or two. All right, so that's Oscars 2016. Yeah, I feel like I did pretty good on my predictions. We'll see if this happens again next year. This was actually quite a bit of fun. So, if you guys have like opinions, it's okay. Leave them down below. Thanks for watching this. If you want to subscribe, that's a thing. That's just if you wanna, you don't. All right. Thanks for watching. Oscars 2016, but I'm afraid this is